Well, hey there, Internet. This is Steve, 1,000 Year Home. So it's been a little bit since I've been on the house. I've been out doing adventuring and travels and just lots of things going on. So let me rotate here. So I need to uncover my drywall, and let's take a look at where I'm at right now. So I've got these doors in the way, so eventually I'll need to move them to here and build a gliding barn door assembly for them. I've got some ideas for that. So let's just take things slow because it is super hot. And I think I'll just start working back in here. I lost all that insulation when I put that roof piece up, and all that insulation when I lost that. I don't like having to redo work. I really don't. And insulation's so gross. So, but here I am. This is where I'm at today. I hear old Hank out here bellowing at me. He's saying he wants some food. So let's go ahead and feed him his daily rations so that he won't bother me quite so much. We'll move forward from there. Well, this always takes a little bit of time for me to undo everything. So the spare drywall I'm going to save, and I'm going to put in the ponds. It'll actually clarify a pond, but ponds aren't dug out deep enough. They're not, holding on. So I'll bag all of this up and I'll save it for another year when I dig the ponds a little deeper. I need to get into this thing, but that's what all the spare drywall will do. But big storms come up here in Texas, and they come up pretty fast, so I cover this up every night. So because it doesn't rain enough but to ruin drywall and water mold, I cover it up every night, and then I spend the time every day uncovering it. And I get wicked strong winds, so I throw a chain over it, I throw a strap over it, I put some boards on it, and even then I check it after a big storm, and I'll find an end, lift it up. But I just need to get through this, and I like working out of the trailer. That part of it's really working well for me. I've had everybody asking to borrow this trailer though. It'll sit for 5 months, but if I put a load in it, it becomes popular. And that's what I'm talking about. Not enough rain to, water along. Enough rain to come through and get on the drywall. Stain it all up. That is the face. That's what that is. Alright, let me make my first cut today. I have to move my tools out of the sun after each motion, or else they get too hot to touch. So. So my goal today is just to move in harmony with the heat. And see, now that I have it insulated, this is no longer an oven bake in me. But it's whatever the outside temperature is. Now this is staying the same. So when the outside temperature hits 110, 115 later today, I won't be out here, but let me keep working, and I wish that I had more exciting videos, but this is a video journal. It's my personal journal of why it's taken me as long as it's taken me, what I could do to improve. And I hope for somebody who just likes to watch a guy work that it's relaxing for some people. Away from the slings and arrows of the day, you can watch my slow progress, but it is progress. So I'm pretty happy about that. But definitely two are better than one. And this is the smallest of my life has ever been. I'm way out of my Austin circle of friends. They're all too old to help me build anyway. Do build when you're younger. Retirees building their retiree home, I respect that. You'll need to hire some done, I think, unless you and your spouse are both real physical. But anyway, I don't have a spouse, so I'm out here all alone. Leah comes out, helps me out everywhere now and then. Or distracts me. I'm not sure which way it goes. But these are fire-rated drywall. These are the 5/8 inch. Now, I'm not really worried about a fire because, you know, it's take quite a bit to light those posts on fire, and that's all that's wood that's here. So, not too worried about it. So, I got a problem here in that I need to set it up and notch it out, and it doesn't quite fit yet. So it's going to be at an angle. We'll see how all of this works. I'm not quite sure. I think I'll have to cut around this board and snug it in so that I can cut around that post. We'll see. My idea was to, you know, cut out cardboard and do a template. And I still like that idea. I just don't have the time for it. So I do things the hard way because I don't have time to do them the easier way. For those who've been watching along, this will be a repeat, but for new folks, so I found an old, you know, a compass kit at a thrift store for, I think I paid $6 for it or something. And I used that to draw out the outline of the post on one side, and then I cut it. I got it reasonably okay. I'm going to have to do a little bit of plastering, but plaster and wood are best friends, so I'm not worried about that. And plus I might use something that has a little elastomeric in it in case the wood swells a little bit. We'll see. Again, I'm taking it easier today. I'm just trying to live through the heat. So I cut them long, and then I look at it and I see where the longest part of the post is, eyeballing it, and then I just score them. Went ahead and got one with lead so you can see what I'm doing there a little easier. That's just to work the top in so I can get it in a little tighter, and then I'll do down the post. Once I get the outline and I cut it out, then I'll make a mark for the outlet. I'll put back in the insulation, and I'll just stuff this up in there. So after I rough mark it in, making sure that I fit there and I fit there, I cut down just long enough. I'll cut this end entirely off, but I'll cut down this end so I can go under that, and then I can trace the other side, jigsaw it out, and then screw it on. Well, that's it. That's the process. And I'm going nice and slow and trying to respect my body and the heat. And I don't press real hard. I've told you before on this 5/8 inch. The first cut, just kind of get the line, because then, see, I went off. Then you'll have, you could press harder, but if you press real hard at the start, then when you go off like I did there, then you own that for forever. You'll just have to mud it up. Drywall's forgiving. You can always fix your mistakes. One thing that, and I knew this, but one thing I've learned while I'm drywalling is the tops of this container it's not square. It's like it's flared. And if I don't measure right at the top, where it trues up and gets into the, the angle iron, the beams, the tie-ins, the structural component. But the sides, it's been banged around. Mine's a used one, but even if it's not used, I still believe that it's going to be bowed in the middle. And so I end up accommodating that bow by custom cutting like I am now. Things are they're not really square. But such is life. And it does change the dimensions right at the top, and I've moved everything in. This time I'm going to do an extra 3/4 inch short because of that bow, so that it'll fit in the middle, and then I get up towards the top and then I break it like it did up there. See all that amateur? That's amateur, all that broken stuff. I'll mud it in and get it tied in, but it's not the way that it should be, right? That whole edge, that's all torn up. That's all torn up along there. It's torn up because the top was like, I don't know. I was cutting it a 1/4 inch short, and then it wasn't short enough, and then I cut it a 1/2 inch short. And it still wasn't short enough, so now I'm cutting it 3/4 inch short. Get this on. So that it fits. So that's something that I think will probably play with everybody. No matter what you do, the very top's going to be a slightly different dimension than the middle on a Connex. But I could be wrong. At least for my used one, it's off enough that it's hard to work with. But I'm getting there a little bit at a time. I go from not fitting to, 3/4 of an inch off instantaneously. It's really quite aggravating. Now I can take my little, I could take my compass and trace that log, and then I'll use my jigsaw just like I did, and I'll fine tune it in. So, I'm going to be doing is tracing the edge of that log as best as I can. And then that's not perfect. It will go in and out a little, but it's not too bad. It's good enough I can fix it with plaster. So let me trace that out with ready. Oh, I might not even need to. I can see that. All right, let me do a real quick quality control. So when I get done, I'm going to have to get some stains. And doggone rain in Texas, never enough. But well, that'll help close that gap up a little bit, and I still have room. See, I still have room there to pick it up a little higher. This has been a good tool right here, and see how I could pick up the drywall by stepping on it. It gives me another 1/4 inch. I'll drive some blocks in that. I need to pull it out, put insulation behind this, mark the, I'll put a hole where the outlet is so I can cut it out later. But it's getting up there. Surprisingly, this the inside of my Connex is cooler than outside. I don't know what the temperature is, but I can tell that I'm somewhere in the mid-90s in here, and it is clearly over 100 outside. So pretty nice deal that the insulation and the drywall is making this, I think, a little wind tunnel that the wind comes through, and I can feel it on the back of my neck as I'm talking. So, but I'm going to run to town, get a bite to eat, get old Hank some water. It's last year I ran out of water, and I'm not out of water. I've got the stock tanks and whatnot, but I like to go get them clean water. But last year I ran out in September. This is June. I'll tell you what, this is ridiculous. But all right, so let me, when I get back, I'll finish that corner, and maybe I'll be able to put another piece of drywall in here. Back from my dinner break. Let's go ahead and pull that out and put in insulation. I love that step. And screw it down to the wall. I think it's humorous. I don't like insulation so much, but I have to redo it twice. Not on all of them, but at least as I put these end pieces up, wherever I had insulation on one side, the drywall scraped it all out. That was a bummer to me. I'm going to put that in so when I, put the drywall back on, I could put a mark on it. I wear a little insulation hat because I think it helps just a little bit keep it down off my neck. And it does shed a little bit, and the wind blows through the window, and I mean, I'm fighting both heat and insulation at the same time. No winning that battle. All right. Dairy Queen had a small banana split blizzard, and that made me rather happy. So I'm in a good mood for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see how long that lasts. How long will that last? Oh, see that fall down hit me in the head? Yeah, I liked that. I liked that. That was wonderful. All right, let's do this again. This little antique, I tell you what, you find yourself an antique drywall saw in a thrift store for not much money, buy it. This thing is the bomb. It's really cool. All the little pieces off the ground I'm going to use. I have said before, there's this part of every build where it looks more like a disaster than it does a build. And it's always the installation phase. Well, maybe not always. It's when you don't clean up. That's when. Now, one advantage to this wall is it'll be an inside wall, so I'm not so worried about the insulation appearance and how rough this is. So at this point, it's merely buying me time. But these poor bats have turned into, like they're blown in. They've been wrecked and taken down so many times. They're behaving more like blown in insulation. That's a little sad for me. All right, well, let's take a look here. So I've got the insulation packed back in there. Not real happy, but there it is. I've got the knockout pin right there. I'm going to put the drywall in there, push it up, and make a mark. Just drill out that hole, and then I'll put it all back up, and I'll drill it. Let me put a piece of tape up there so I know where my cross piece is for screws. All right, Steve at 1000 Year Homes. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.